Should have, I should have started loading the save before I, started. At the point, hello everybody. Hello. Welcome to Brandon Chokes on His Own Spit. It's a stream where, I, without footage, obviously, because you seeing my ugly face would obviously horrify and stupefy those of a lighter constitution, those who cannot handle the horrifying visage that I project into this world. And yeah, I just ASMR choke on my own fucking phlegm and die. Yeah, no, I'm gonna die right now. Oh, look at that, running out of oxygen. Boy, oh boy, one might say, you know, how are you talking without oxygen, Brandon? I took beginner's first aid. Right, I took a class on first aid. I learned about people choking and saving people's lives. And I know for a fact that's right here is a real fact, Brandon. You can't choke if you have oxygen. You can't talk if you're choking because you can't breathe and thus you can't speak none. So how are you speaking? And I say, you know too much. I don't know if anybody's expecting a payoff from that. If you were, hello, welcome to my channel. There is no payoff. If you weren't, welcome back. Though I assume nobody ever comes back, so yeah, we're back. Back in the Universim with our poor little nuggets who like to drink lake water. Tasty, tasty, delicious lake water. Chilled to its finest degree as we slowly suck out our water. Probably should, I hope upgrading these doesn't, destroy the water in them. These obviously take more of our bricks and planks, which we are always low on because, we're always using them for everything. Especially with the house upgrading. And me just, upgrading everything whenever I can. But, yeah. I mean, summer's almost here. And when summer finally manages to roll around, we will hopefully not, I wouldn't say starve, but I won't just dehydrate to death. Is there a term for that? So when you're dying of thirst, right? What's the term for that? Is it because it's malnutrition, dehydration, right? But you're I guess just dehydrate. I don't know. I was kind of thinking there'd be a better word for it. We're slowly working our way towards the end of the tree. We are fairly close in both stature and poise. No points for style, though. Sometimes I ask myself why I exist. Edgy. Now that's what I call edge. Our planet's currently crying a bit because of the lack of trees. Because for some reason my tree planting meta did not work out due to what I can only assume is a glitch in the game. Because I am perfect and I could not have made a mistake. No. We were at a plus 14 at one point, and I definitely didn't build a lot of stuff. Well, I did build a lot of stuff, yes. I have constructed a lot of buildings and whatnot. However, it happened instantaneously and randomly. So I can only assume that the game kind of said, fuck you, I don't want to, and that's what we're here now. We have been, greening up the deserts and the land away from here. My only other guess, specifically, is that, another one of the minor civilizations or something, maybe a tornado or something, would have cut down a large chunk of the trees, causing that to happen. It's my only other real guess as to why that would have messed up. And I assume if somebody else, did it, it would work properly fine. I'm sure just because it's me that doesn't want to work, because things that I do don't like to work out. It's just a fact. Okay. And we're cutting a bit down on unemployment and on education. With our farms and our new no water. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, spending all that stuff right there might have been a very bad move, but give it a little bit, just a little bit. Come on, everybody, pray for water. Come on, put your hands together, get down on those knees, and pray for Jesus. There we go. Jesus is now in your life. Welcome everybody to Jesus. He's here. He's touching your booty hole. It's consensual. Cause any relationship with God is consensual. I mean, I guess that's true, right? Like, if you believe in God, and, you know, you have a relationship with Him, I would assume that your relationship with God would be based majorly, if not purely, off your experience at church, and or any other name for church you might have. That is not a... I'm going to have to choose the crops again. It's very good that I'm noticing this now rather than in spring when they should be planting. A lot of them won't be finished before winter is over, however, which is, it's not ideal. It's not the biggest negative in the world, but it's just not ideal. Obviously, I prefer to have everything running as smoothly as humanly possible, but nuggets never change. I'm not out of water again. Fuck off. Okay. So, I don't know if maybe I'd ever set those farms. The other one had one. Man, if we can upgrade shit, just upgrade shit, you know. Hopefully these farms will help keep us up and running throughout the upcoming year. This should be I hope. That was probably alright, because I think the other one was our food, because we had one growing weeds. Maybe we should just pay the extra water tax and grow ourselves the cotton candy. I wonder if I can get one in a stone biome. So I'd much rather move a farm up to a stone biome if I can. Ah, no. Perfect. Literally ideal. We'll switch you to just crystalline crab apple then. I mean, obviously there are, oh, that was our tempo upgrading. There are, in theory, better places to be placing our farms. So, I don't know about that last, the last plant that we can't find. That's what I was talking about. The last plant we can't find. I don't know about its production and or requirement. I'm assuming that it's a looks like they're moving straight towards stuff. You know, the better temple. It's whatever, really. I put my thoughts together. But, we're low on water again. We need a place to drag water out of the lakes. Because water's fine and dandy when you're pulling it out of the lake. But when a nugget drinks it out of the lake, boy oh boy is it unhealthy. It's just that, it's that human touch that really ruins the water. The machine pumping out of the lake, perfectly safe. I know I'm being a bit sarcastic and nitpicky, but you know, it's my job. It's not really my job. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. If sound horse. Yes, because I definitely wanted the nugget, not the well he's sitting on. Get that just in case. We already got the well pump upgrades, which isn't a bit bad. This will be cement, which is going to give us more. Let's see, the lack of trees has gone down again. So it seems really weird at the ratio of planting versus deforestation that's usually prevalent in this, right? Because it seems like deforestation is a lot easier than it is to, you know, re-up on that dank tree breath. And, you know, this is reasonable, right? You know? But it seems to me that where's the frontage? Just this stupid thing. Seems to me that sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody is looking for something, you know. Seems to me that the game kind of way heavily focuses on the concept of deforestation versus, like, because I don't think we've, like, you know, we have a large chunk of society, you know, of the planet under our influence. However, I have planted way more trees than we've cut down. As a general, like, statement for that, I think we've cut it down way more than we planted, or the other way around. Because realistically, trees do grow in the areas, even when, you know, nuggets are living in them. As well as just general, like, we're cutting stuff down here and there, but, like, you know, I'm definitely making sure to keep on top of the trees. How we kept planting as well, and I mean, I would like to see the actual values of these, but it seems like instead of just being like the plus X that we had minus this, it is like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's doing it correctly, and that bothers me. Because, obviously, I've been trying to keep on top of it in order to prevent our nuggets from getting both sick and having natural disasters happen at the majority of any state. Obviously, you know, if I can avoid them, it's better. You know? No one likes a natural disaster. Unless you're suicidal and really don't want to kill yourself. And I mean, like, you know, like, you don't want to do it yourself because you're a little bitch. Cough, cough, I'm talking about myself. It's funny because it's sad. Yeah. What I mean, though, is, like, you know, obviously want to avoid natural disasters. Having to prevent this, protect the civilization is fairly annoying. Because from fucking wolves looking at you, wolf pack events, the terrible worst events in the game. I hate them so much. It's very dumb, and I hate it, hate it, hate it. You know, like, look, there's trees and there's just fucking trees randomly in the civilization, right? And I feel like possibly, ever so slightly, that the we just really need these wells to, like, get us some damn water. While we have some sitting around and a little bit of excess god power. So I want to know, how much, like, how many trees do I have to plant before it counts for one point? Like, is it just ever, because I think, like, the whole 220 seem to be, like, 2. Right? And that's all fun and all. gives 2 happiness, which we're kind of A-okay on for now. The cemetery factory. Yes, it pumps out smaller cemeteries, mobile cemeteries. They call them hearses. Oh dear, someone damaged a building. Which one? Where? See, it's like, you know, I don't want these notifications. I don't. Most of them I don't want. But then you tell me this information. It's like, okay. Which ones? Oh, you know. Just that one. Just got 5,600 point nuggets. You're starting to reach that point of the game where last time it kind of everything started coming to a more grinding halt due to the general lack of materials. Not materials, people. I mean, also materials. We did have a large issue with not having gas or oil because I figured I wanted to wait till we get the upgraded version, which required the material. So, to make the advanced oil pump, you need glass. Glass requires gas. Gas, when you upgrade both the gas mine and the oil well before actually building either of the two, you don't have any of the materials required to make the upgrade for the building, right? So, you know, for example, imagine when you got the tech for the... Did I unlock something? No. So the autonomous sawmill, right? And the mechanized stone processing, right? So imagine I somehow, I don't know how I would, but somehow managed to skip the entirety of building the, I mean, I guess just staying at a low technology level. So never building the buildings for upgrades, but always having the stuff. So you never upgrade from a stone-based society, and you can't stay kind of small and quiet. So, you know, just never building a lot of farms, don't keep a large population, don't make advanced materials, and you just go and you get that, and you just basically sit there for what essentially amounts to 3 hours, and just tech up to the advanced stone ones, because you're oh, I'll just build those ones instead. But they of course require you to have advanced materials like cement or the planks, right? The whatever the fuck they're called, the wooden planks, you know. And now you can't get any of them because the building, they don't allow you to build the old building anymore, which would give you the ability to make that item. No. So now that you can't build it, you're kind of stuck, right? You have to wait for the shitty secondary civilizations that are wandering around somewhere in the sticks. You know. Wait till we get started cement produced before we start worrying about that. So we gotta wait for the furry weebs over here, the brony weebs to come to me and say, hey, do you want to trade? And I'm like, okay, well, I've got iron, and well, we've got wooden planks, and I'm like, okay, I'll take your 20 wooden planks for my 500 iron. Obviously it's not that horribly terrible of a deal, but it's essentially that, right? We're fine on food. We are lacking in herbs. Do 20 of that for, let's say, 30? 50. 100. Let's go for 65. Ooh, thank you. No. Here you go. Yeah. Hopefully these pumps will help alleviate our water shortage. Obviously, I mean, I don't imagine they wouldn't, because we're pretty, Thank you, phone. Because we're fairly close to it already, and each pump should give us, there we go, even that, just the, this pump finishing. Hmm. I remember now. I remember now. Goodly. I don't remember. I kind of forgot again. It seems like we've now reached the point in which we would, in theory, be upgrading towards upgraded buildings. The just the better. We didn't choose. Okay, or they chose. I don't know if the game chooses for you if you wait long enough. Honestly, can you just cancel that, please? I don't know if it wastes materials, but I feel like it's just a bad idea to build one there. The lake isn't very big, and I don't know if it will sustain itself. Like, the bigger lakes will at least catch rainwater here, there, and everywhere. And why we jumped out? Because some of the pumps are being upgraded actively. Okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. I'll allow it. Yes, yes. Very good. Yeah, so at least these cave buildings will, instead of using up resources to go from cave buildings to, you know, cave buildings to higher quality, right? What are they called? From, like, cave dwellings to the other ones. They'll instead just forego that and go straight to modern ones eventually. I don't really think windstorms do anything. I honestly have no clue what their effect is other than just being annoyingly hard to see through. Look at that house. That is quite the house you got there, buddy. No doors in. Just the one little one in there. Okay. I like it. Seems like a cool, like, D&D base. I wonder if our windmills are gonna absolutely love this windstorm. I hope so. I hope this is like you know, Surviving Mars, where like when the windstorms come, the fucking windmills go nuts. They generate a buttload of power. Let's so we're not worried about the wind. It was actually lasting on my concern list right now. Let us put much trees there. Okay. I mean, it's just still maintaining the 90 at this point. I mean, as long as we keep it over the fucking threshold, then in theory it should be okay. She kind of reminds me of Dutch's the Miss Grimshaw. She's such a witch. Oh, that's why you had a higher percentage of believing nuggets, which is harder and harder to do considering that just the rapid growth of society. Society, man. Let's do these sweet, swooping camera angles. Oh, boy. My middle mouse is giving me a hard time. She died. I was going to, I was gonna help her. Maybe she got the broken bone from the storm. I got a wolf just walking through town. He's old. I was gonna help her, but she died before I could. Save. So you start building homes over there. Yeah. So we need more bricks and stuff. I mean, the biggest drawback right now is bricks and planks, and I mean it will remain such through the majority of the game. The hand resources are a bit difficult to obtain as well, but it's just these manufactured resources because they're in such high demand by both the buildings that I'm attempting to construct, as well as the buildings that the Nuggets are trying to upgrade. Not to mention, they do take 1:10 per, 2 sets. Right? Because I think it turns 2 stone into 2 bricks in 1:10. Which would be okay if it weren't requiring 6 workers to do that. Like, it's such a large building. Well, it's not large. It's a medium-sized building. And it takes way too long. Realistically, right? It's too long for that stuff, right? So let's say specifically, right? Because it should pump out 2 bricks. Yeah. So 2 stone is removed, 2 bricks are added, and that's 1:10, right? So since I have, I think 4, I get 4 bricks per every 1:10. No wonder my society is such a fucking standstill. It's just such a long and laborious task. And I guess it's done because, because there are no other resources that kind of limit you, right? So there's gas, there's fucking oil. We managed to store up a fair chunk of both due to the, lack of requirement or use for it for now. But it still takes 1:10 for that, we produced 3 at 1:10 at least. I mean, granted, I don't really think there should be that long of a timer, or, Here's like animal attacks. Give him guns. Give him a bullet. Okay. No, the winter started. Okay, I thought the winter was ending. Yeah. It's weird to me that seasons are so sporadic in this game, as well. Like, on Earth, seasons are fairly set in stone. There is a bit of variation here, there, and everywhere, but, there's still, like, oh, it's in the desert, it's still pumping. So we have a bit of a, not a stop on our loss of water, but a bit of a fucking, a thing. A thing. A bit of a alleviation on the insane drainage of our water. I'm guessing so. This seemed to require a lot of stuff that we couldn't realistically get with the amount of nuggets we had, and I mean we're kind of also still reaching that problem of we have a lot of nuggets, right? But it's becoming one of those things where we definitely are going to start getting to that point where we're gonna need more for jobs, just because it seems like not really. I would say it seems kind of like they're reaching a bit of a shortage on birthing, on spawning. But maybe not. Maybe I'm just a bit nuts. What if we should get more restaurants? Let's build like. Right. The glass factory we need cement. The steel factory we need cement and glass. So. We'll wait till the cement factory is up and running before we start, construction of the glass one. But, just leave it waiting for now. We have the one over here, right? One right there, I think. Just find another empty, decently far away place. Some trees there, some more trees there. I just don't like that it's still barely up by 4. It's just it's so annoying. I don't know. I mean, how at the beginning of the game we were over our production cap on that, so we were like 101% oxygen, which is really weird to me. But that seems to even change something or something really fucked up. God, my words. You know. So many little nuggets running around. Look at that one. What are they dressed like? Is this supposed to be like medieval or modern? I'm assuming it's modern. But boy, oh boy, they don't look it. Oh, I'm out of water. Like I said, it's a temporary stopgap on the olden water production, but it's not 100%, nor even like 50% effective. It also seems to have stopped. I don't know if... Yeah, it even froze over eventually. Oh, look at the whale. It's swimming into the fucking platform. I can go, and he's going underground. Or he's not. He was, kind of, but... Hey, he's fine. I think whales are immortal beings in this game, you know? We're getting music as well, right? Just, you know, turn narration off. It's kind of weird because so I guess a big part of the game's sound is the narration to kind of fill in that dead space. But I fucking hate that narration, man. I don't think we're gonna bother upgrading this. It's working fine enough, and it's at less than half. We'll probably build a new one before we even pretend to consider upgrading that one. Yeah. Oh god. Well, honestly, if anything's gonna get upgraded, it should be those ones first. So I guess what we're gonna do is we'll prioritize the cement factory. Hopefully that'll get done a little bit faster than every fucking thing else. That's, you know, vying for the attention of our materials currently. I really do dislike at how slow it takes to produce these things, man. It's just slow. Is that... Is that guy, Okay, he is a gravedigger. I kind of thought maybe he thought, like, I'm just gonna die. Like, you know, I gotta go dig my own grave. Wouldn't that be convenient? Just dug his own grave and laid in it, instead of, you know, forcing other people to do it for him. I wonder if, right... It'd be cool if this, when you hovered over it, it said, like, wait a second, sorry. Upgrade blocked by X tech or Y tech, you know. Or to upgrade, please research X. So you had like a general idea of what you could possibly it's not melting, is it? No. So like, you know what you need to kind of work towards instead of having to read through the tech tree. Which obviously isn't very helpful, like helpful for buildings that A, don't have upgrades, or B, don't have locked things, but okay. Seems like thankfully our stuff is getting funneled into there, so you know that'll be good. But I don't know if I'm able to. I might just do the hour for tonight because I'm just gonna fall asleep. I'm very tired tonight for some reason. Tired of your shit, haha. I'm talking to myself, of course. I'm tired of my own shit, constantly spewing it. Yeah, I would love to have this tell me where I need to what I would need to research to get those extra slots unlocked, because I don't even know if that's in the game currently. I.e., the slot unlock thing is obviously not the you know, the amazing mechanic I'm suggesting. It's obviously not in the game, or I wouldn't be suggesting it. Does it have to be in a desert though? No, maybe not. I think maybe it used to have to be in a desert or something. My warehouse or barracks will lead up for more various junk storage. Dun, 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 dun. I'm sure they're collapsing because they're being upgraded. That's what I'm gonna go with, other than the fact that my society is useless and lazy. Or my nuggets are. Society! You get what you fucking deserve. I like Joker. Joker was a good movie. I'm sure I said that before, but you know. It's a good movie. I talk about the other movie I watched with Mr. Joaquin Phoenix, or however you say it. But I'm not allowed to. It's actually physically not allowed to talk about it. Bang inside. Worms. Ha! Dead people. It's ironic because I think it also spawned nuggets who instantly died to the explosion. Yeah. That's funny to me. It's fine. We didn't get a lot of dead. I mean, granted, no dead would have been better, but it was. I kind of knew what I was asking for when I opened that. I 100% expected it to explode. So, it's my own fault for knowingly opening a bomb in the middle of my nugget society. I need to be careful with what I say, because that could turn out very poorly for me. Like, you don't want to, get put on a blacklist because you're talking about exploding space box from the aliens. Sorry, sir. It says here that on your YouTube video, which you got 6 views. That's being nice, honestly. You said something about an exploding box, detonating a box in the middle of the city, and well, you're not allowed to fly anymore. You're officially labeled a terrorist in the American government's eyes. So enjoy that. Just like I don't know. I don't know. They're kind of working to make better. And obviously, it's not gonna take me to it anymore because of the. We are fine with water, right? Yeah, we're getting 800, 200 positive water boys. Okay, so this requires bricks and oil, which we do have both of. Hopefully should get delivered, as well as it still takes a minute 10, produces 2 from 2 bricks of which so that's essentially going to tie up an entire stone factory for the low price of your eternal soul. It's a shame that it doesn't say like prioritized or something, so that I know that the button is hit, or like just depress the button, much like my life. No, I meant more like I don't understand what I have different ones from the same biome. They seemingly do the same thing, right? Like if they obviously had a different use, then I wouldn't be so abrasive about it. But due to the fact that I can clearly see that they're not, while they have different flavor text, there is, in theory, no real reason for constructing multiple types, or rather, harvesting multiple types of plants that have the same time growth, the same crop yield, the same water consumption. Like, I'm not missing anything here, am I? Right? Just, for example, because, wrong biome, but, it doesn't really make a difference. They're producing the same amount, they require the same amount, they take the same amount of time. The only difference is that it just, like, yes. Maybe the juicy, like, maybe eating panda Brian plum makes them sad or something. Right? But it doesn't say anything like that. Right? It's just an assumption I can make by reading it, which isn't even, like, a fair assumption because there's no way to know if that's true or not. Right? It's just it's a shot in the dark that might or might not be true. And I mean, it's a guess, right? It's a guess, and it's not even an educated guess because it's the minimum required information that the game could have given me. And by that I mean more of like the fact that like there is no way for it. It doesn't tell me anything. It's flavor text, and I don't take flavor text too seriously in this game, right? Because like there's definitely games in which flavor text makes a difference. I mean, I think some of the some of the Paradox games, like the flavor text can be imperative to what you learn based off this stuff. Here's Small Whale Lake. I remember that lake. Good lake. I wonder if these buildings are already subtracting, so not these ones. I wonder if these buildings are already subtracting from our overall. Let's see. Universities, bunkers, cosmetics, and farms, and couriers network. I ironically don't even see the cement factory on here, though I'm fairly sure it should be. Same thing with this one. No, actually, seems for some weird reason these don't have an effect on happiness. Maybe because it's modern age, but these ones still do have an effect. That's weird to me, and maybe it's because they require so much more. But you know, these essentially do the same thing. I don't know. Doesn't really make much sense to me. I think there's definitely things the game is leaving out. Information that is not being presented correctly. I'm going to, for now, cancel the upgrade I used to. I'd prefer the stone mine gets prioritized when requesting these upgrades. Look, I like how the thieves are coming. I mean, I wonder if I... It's gone again! It's done it again. Where for some reason the surplus of trees just completely negates. That's really annoying, and I don't know what's happening and why it's doing that. Because now we're going to go down a large amount due to no real reason. Right? Like, it's just dropped. There's no way for me to change this. The surplus of trees effect just goes away. And there's no reason for it. Like, other than, I guess, maybe, like, increasing game difficulty. But that doesn't feel like the reason that thing would be happening, right? Also, what extra buildings are causing negative... I would like a list, please, of, like, what building's doing this. Thank you. Like, it just kind of seems silly to me that this is happening random. Like, it's a bug. It's clearly a bug. There is no other explanation for that, because the tree effect, like, it literally had a plus 15 effect. I got an event. I completed an event saying that you raised the air quality, right? And then nothing happened. And now we're suffering for it. And now we're actively suffering for it. So we just fucking died while I was flying over them. Oh my fucking god, you're kidding me. I feel like this game is just doing it on purpose. Like, it's not even like... It literally says, right? We're not in the second quality. We said, we'll never get oxygen sickness, right? It says right there on the tooltip, Planet has plenty of... Is that just because I'm actually at moderate air quality? I think this is, first off, this is just silly. The way this is done is silly. Should be after you reach that, you get that. Like, once you go below this, you get the effects of this, right? So having, you know, between 100 and 75 is high air quality. It's not very clear on what it means. And I don't know if that's because maybe the developers just didn't fucking think it through, or... why that might be the case, but... why does this one affect it? Why do these not affect happiness or fucking crime, but this one is like, yeah, fuck happiness and crime? You produce, like, it's not like you, like, take up any of the less of the other shit, which I would be, like, it's just a fucking bigger negative. You think that maybe, like, some of the stuff would just equal, like, okay, that there'd be negative and positive thing. There'd just be, like, you know, give and take. But there just seems to be take, right? Like, obviously, I'm benefiting from using the wind power because, you know, if I was burning gas, I'd be using up my fucking supply of gas, which is just, you know, to me, a big negative. And then there's the obvious B of, like, fucking hell, man, my brain's just not working right now. The obvious B of, like, you know, fucking the negative environmental impact of the burning of the oil, right? And, you know, it produces less power and isn't as reliable and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. It doesn't take nuggets to produce the power. It's just, you know. But it first off, I feel like this is a really big game-breaking bug that's happening, because it is not only annoying, it is actively affecting my game performance and playability, right? Like, that random deletion of my fucking stuff has now caused 4 nuggets in the span of what is literally like 3 minutes maybe to become sick and now be out of commission because of it. I don't know how more frequently any of the disasters are going to be, and I doubt it's going to be that drastic of a change / you know, happening. But you know, it's a very, very game-breaking bug to me, because now I'm suffering negative effects for no reason, right? Like, if I were actively ignoring it, if I were doing stuff that would make, you know... I'm worried now that I'm spending all my god points constantly that I'm not going to have any, like, there's going to be a wolf attack or something. And now that I've said the words wolf attack, it's going to happen for sure. But, it's just, it's punishing me for no reason. It is actively punishing me for no reason, and it's very, very, very upsetting. You know? Like, it's annoying, and obviously this is something I could in theory have done something about if the game didn't glitch, right? This is like, it lives into my every other complaints about this game of, like, now you're informing me of stuff I can't affect because, you know, here's, you know, Timmy's drinking out of the lake. Well, I built 50 wells, and there is definitely enough water in society for Timmy to drink, but Timmy chooses to drink out of the lake, and that's fine for Timmy, right? Timmy is a special little boy, and obviously, you know, that's not 100% true. I can probably build more wells, and should, in theory, build more wells upon, but, like, I don't know. It's just aggravating. That it is to me a very great game breaking bug, and obviously maybe it's a mechanic, maybe there is a legitimate reason for it happening, maybe I am actually losing these trees somewhere, but the game doesn't inform me of this, and it's not making it clear enough, right? Is there a tornado hitting somewhere randomly on my planet and that's what's causing them to happen? Are trees getting too old and not, like, you know, fucking getting replaced or whatever? Is there some reason that that number is randomly going away and, you know, affecting my fucking game so negatively? And the answer is maybe. Very heavy maybe, but there's no way for me to know. Because I am not being told anything by the game. And, you know, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I find that personally aggravating. When something negative, especially, you know, because I am, to a degree, about, like, min-maxing. I'm not super min-maxy, I'm not super, like, you know, I'm not super min-maxy, and I'm not super, like, you know, metagaming, right? But I like to, you know, where I can, when I play games like this, or Stellaris, or, you know, that, I like to be as optimal as possible, right? Because, realistically, playing optimally is fun for me, right? I like the idea of winning. Winning is a big thing for me, right? I always win, okay? But, like, when you throw this random wrench in my work that doesn't actually seem like it's a thing, it's aggravating. It's upsetting. It's all but fucking, you know, all but fun. Right? It's just, it removes the fun from the game for me. You know? I mean, at least if you said, like, oh, every 10 techs you lose 1% of oxygen from trees for some fucking reason. Like, it's not explained, it's not, you know, it's not addressed, it's not, you know, I'm just using different words for the same garbage now. But it's just, it's not sufficiently detailed enough to inform me on why the fuck the game is currently fucking me in the butt. And if I'm going to get fucked in the butt, I have a very specific person I'd like to do that with. And no, but I mean, honestly, you could get fucked in the butt. You have somebody, you know, if you have to get fucked in the butt, you have a preferable way of doing it, and it's after a nice meal. Thank you. At least buy me a meal first, fucking, you know, Universim. Tell me why you're fucking me in the ass instead of just doing it, okay? Get another minute 10 for resources. And I get that incentivizes building more factories, but, you know, 4 nuggets, like, literally, I've maybe had these factories, like, the negative air pollution thing, for maybe 8 minutes, and I've seen at least, you know, 10 nuggets fall ill to it. And that is insane, to say the least. I mean, it says nuggets will occasionally get oxygen sickness. And this is due to a game-breaking bug. Which I can only assume it's game-breaking bug. Because, you know, there's no other reason why I would see that suddenly 25 points, or, well, originally 14, then another 5, then another, you know, all my points worth of oxygen, all my positive points of surplus trees would go away. Like, I can understand maybe the 2 or the 3, maybe that was buildings I was putting down, or like random buildings that they were building, affecting my tree level, but it just seems like it went away for no reason. And if, you know, it were a shared stat where oxygen level would, like, tell me if it was positive or negative, kind of like these ones where it's not very obvious or easy to read, then, you know, it might be a little bit more, like, acceptable, because I can't read it as well, so therefore, not acceptable. Acceptable isn't the right word for that, right? 100% not the right word. I also now noticed that wind turbines apparently cause happiness, which is weird. And again, another person sick. You know. Let's do vaccination. I'm assuming that'll affect the sickness chance from oxygen sickness. Though I don't, in theory, think you can, you know, get a vaccination against the black lung. Because that would be silly. It's not like it's not an infection, it's a, like, I'm assuming they're getting sick from, you know, air pollution rather than that, but it does just say 15% chance of sickness, which should, you know, in theory, cover all kinds of sickness. So, I don't know. That's my logic behind it. That's my theory. This has been Matt Pat, and that's a game theory. Ah, yeah. If you couldn't tell, I'm not the biggest fan of game theory now. I don't really have an opinion on game theory. I think it's kind of silly, and it was probably cool in the past, but not so much now. I'm going to let them. Actually, it's not really. I prefer if they prioritize this. I mean, I want the glass going from here to there, essentially. If the glass gets jammed up, just gets if the glass gets put over here in the stone refineries, it's not going to immediately help me. Because we need steel. We need steel beams. Stone shops need steel beams, my dude. And God, it's really annoying. Get that in the mix. We're still looking fine for food. I mean, prep meals aren't that high, but I think it's just due to a lack of factories, restaurants. The brony weebs would like to trade. Can they give me gas? Not gas. I wanted like 20 of that for like. Let's trade with some gas we have. We'll go for 40, and I think we can get it with like 25 maybe. At 24, nice. But yeah, we'll put up our. Because we need the bricks. I need bricks. Now, did waterworks and boreholes allow me upgrades? Yeah, upgrades, not redirect things. Do we need to focus on the upgrades right now? It is winter, so currently we're losing water. That is a given. Carbon factory TM. Yeah, gene splicing, I don't know if we're going to even participate in. I don't know how effective it really is, to be honest. It didn't really seem all that useful. Oh, it's not upgrade this now. We'll set 1 up, be upgraded. And it takes iron and that stuff. We'll get a. If I can get my mail mouse to work properly. Gotta pop at least 1. I'm worried about the water. I wonder if there is more validity due to the water, the way the water lakes work, waterworks, or the water pumps work rather. That's what I really meant to be saying. To the way the water pumps work, if there is a little bit of validity to possibly just building them all on one big lake and then just pouring water in through it with rain, because in the end, you're spending, I want, okay. What I mean is, that did, maybe about 10%, give or take, because it's still going up. Who knows when it will end. But about 10%, let's say, of water capacity for 80 water points. I mean, it's still going up. We are still over our water requirement as well, so hopefully we're gaining enough that it shouldn't be an issue for next winter, but I don't know. Can't tell when this would stop. It seems to be slowing down a bit. So let's say about 12 to 13% of a lake for that, and now it's definitely going down again. So about 80 points for 12 to 13% of a lake. Each one drains at a fairly slow pace. I don't think, without maybe a higher population percentage of stuff, or possibly just sacrificing so picking a shittier society, i.e. some of the Yeah, it definitely waits till after the building is constructed for it to start adding on to the negative. I feel like there's a lot of extra negative here, though, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's giving me negative, I don't know why. Is it the water pumps? The answer is no. It's not the water pumps. It's, I mean, it could definitely be the 4 batteries, which are upgradable, TM. Gas mines don't help. Firearms are fine. Eateries, apparently, don't help. It's annoying. We only have 1 oil jack. We have, like, 2 stone mines. I guess the next best option would be to build a couple more parks, huh? Just for some reason, parks affects like oxygen levels. I mean, in theory, the park are big enough, but based purely on the size of the park, that I am, you know. This park is not that big, and thus should, in no way, shape, or form, give me 2 points of oxygen. But whatever. Just pop a bunch of these down into, I think it's just in the way of the outro door. Plus if I get on the hill there, but let's see, bye. That should give us what, about like 2, 4, like, so about 10 points, give or take. I think. I mean, I hope so. It should, in theory, be giving us that, so we'll pray to the great ball of fire in the sky. All hail the sun. Let's look at it directly in its majesty. Oh, there's like a... I wonder if that was like... Is this from me looking at the sun? There's little floaters appearing, and I don't know if that's like the sun or something that happens. Or is it like cold? Shouldn't be. It's the middle of spring. I mean, there's like 2 criminals, man. Just fucking arrest them. What are you idiots doing? There's nobody sitting in the goddamn relaxation room. And I get the effect that I understand, right? I really do understand that it's not an 100% effective method, and it will, in theory and in practice, release individuals who are not fully cured of their mental instabilities. However, comma. She won't have power for a large chunk of time. Especially until, like, the stuff gets constructed. So, they're working on that. Hopefully these things will get upgraded. I like how I managed to click on the nuggets and not the fucking buildings themselves. Also, because they have the stuff, let's just set these to be upgraded as well. I mean, it's gonna obviously make it a little bit longer, but and that's when somebody turned around and said, "Play that fucking music." I think I'll be constructing the plane, the airport. It doesn't seem to have any effects, and if it does, I don't know what it is. It's not easily apparent, and it is not easily a child either. So, da-dunch. It'd be really funny is if the parks weren't properly coded, and they were also adding to the negative, and that's why I have such a high amount of negative. So instead of, giving us the positive that it promises, it was just giving us more negative. That'd be really funny. Obviously, I'm being fairly facetious with that statement. However, I do think I find it kind of funny. I also find it kind of sad. The memes in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. All around me are familiar faces. Yeah, it does seem we're kind of reaching like a plateau for stuff here. I think it's kind of silly that restaurants produce such a large amount of what's the word I'm looking for, stuff. I'm not quite sure. I'll be working in the airport. Like, I don't know if you have to build more than one. And since there is no effective wiki on this game, I think I've definitely looked it up. Like, I never got that cultivator achievement because you cannot for life me find the last thing. I think, the comprehensive wiki. Haha. You're funny. Space era. Modern era. I mean, the era concept is kind of silly in this game. Because, I've said, more than enough of my part on that. If you haven't, please go watch back. If you haven't seen and you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go back and watch the other videos. I'm honestly tired of reiterating it constantly. It is an aggravating... Oh, I just fucking paused the game like an idiot. It is called an airport. I gave someone in the background, yeah. So I've got the, another windstorm, who cares? There you go, 3 couples, I don't care anymore. Yeah, I mean, fucking the airport, not the airport, the wiki, right? The wiki is not, it seems that this is in the game, so hopefully we'll be able to show it off. It seems like this wiki doesn't look like it's either been updated in a while or like, I don't know. It definitely is not the full wiki that it's claiming to be. This other one also does not seem to be overly helpful. Purchases, forums, Reddit, controls, guidance. Guidance, question mark? Tutorial, nope. Buildings. This also seems like a kind of outdated, oh boy. Yeah, this is very, very outdated. Yeah. It doesn't seem like anybody's keeping a good track on these wikis. So, I don't know. I think, though, that since we've done the hour and I'm kind of starting to reach an energy emptiness, and this game just brings it out of me. Just the fucking ranting. All the ranting I like to do. I don't know. It's not finished. Obviously, this case is an unfinished product, you know. There is more game to be made and hopefully experienced. Especially because we'll be able to, I hopefully be able to show off the space shit. It was like 4 notifications. I'd love to find out that it's just been wolves running rampant in my society for the last like 20 years. Society! But yeah, I think we're going to call it here for now. Just because I am a bit tired. And that is my only reason I am required to give. Yeah, so thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, do like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitch. If you know any information that I am lacking, which is, you know, any information that I am lacking, feel free to let me know. I would love to you know, I'm a big fan of knowing shit, and I would love to know the shit that I need to know, stuff that would help out in possibly solving some of these issues. I guess parks would probably be the main one. Build some more fucking parks, Brandon. You know, because parks would help with my oxygen. But other than that, you know, if you know some more about this game, do let me know. I actually I'm genuinely interested in learning because I am interested in this game and hope it will turn out well in the end. However, it is obviously needing a little bit of polish here, there, and everywhere. But it's a beta, so hopefully it'll get that love and polish. Thank you for watching. Do like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitch, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Haha. Goodbye.